Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, and today we are making Sims inspired by Pixie Hollow Fairies. Pixie Hollow is home to a variety of fairy characters, each with unique talents and personalities. And the main ones are Tinkerbell, Iridessa, Fawn, Rosetta, Silver Mist, and Vidya. They live in the magical world of Pixie Hollow where they discover and develop their unique abilities. Pixie Hollow is a hidden secret world within Neverland where fairies live and work to bring about the changing of seasons on the mainland. Now let's introduce who the characters are. The first character, of course, is the main fairy of all, Tinkerbell. And if you don't know who Tinkerbell is, have you been living under a rock? But anyways, despite her cute appearance, Tinkerbell is very sassy, feisty, stubborn, and hot-tempered. However, despite her rough exterior, at her core, Tinkerbell is devoted and loyal to those she loves and will eventually come to terms with those she initially resents, should they prove themselves worthy of friendly treatment. This can be seen most notably in her relation to Wendy Darling in the original 1953 film. As a Never Fairy, Tink can fly and retain her pixie dust daily ration, which allows other creatures to fly. She is described as being a tinker talent, meaning that she mends pots, kettles, and acorn caps, and is shown to be very skilled, gifted, and talented at it too. Tinkerbell has a big interest in lots of things that come from the mainland. In the movies, Tink crafted new tools that help with other fairies' talents and a variety of many other tasks, such as the tint spray, seed catcher, and the balloon carrier. Here is a quote from the narrator about Tinkerbell. A fairy's work is much more than at first it might appear. Suppose your broken clock ticks, though it hasn't in a year. Perchance you'll find a toy you lost or jingling bells you hear. It all means that one very special fairy might be near. I really like how I did Tinkerbell's face, and I just really like how she came out, and she's just so cute. The next fairy is Rosetta. She is a charming and well-mannered garden fairy residing in Pixie Hollow. She shares a sassy streak with Tinkerbell and in the film speaks with a southern accent. She always tries to look her best and loves giving beauty tips and makeovers to her friends. She loves flowers but hates dirt and mud. She is close friends with Fawn and Silver Mist. Rosetta arrived in Pixie Hollow before most of her friends, so she is presumed to be a little wiser than the others. She tends to become guilty of judging a book by its cover. Rosetta in the movies is at first as somewhat mature. She scolds Tinkerbell for messing about with dangerous plant creatures and gives some solid advice. However, by the third film, she is now converted into a very fussy fairy who doesn't really do mud, hating getting dirty. Several jokes now feature her trying to avoid dirt, admonishing others, or acting upset. This turns her into a more comedic character as now she gets easily embarrassed, fails at athletics, and can't get along with animals and often gets teased by the other fairies, especially Vidya. Now, some of the old supporters may know that I did Rosetta before, but I didn't like how she came out and I still posted her, so I decided I was going to do a Pixie Hollow sim video and I was going to incorporate Rosetta. I wasn't not going to make Rosetta just because I made her before, and I also wanted to make her again because I did not like how I made my first Rosetta, so I like this Rosetta more. She is given more sassy and I just like her better. One thing that I really like how I did Rosetta is her face, and I really like her eye color. I did give her green eyes, and I like her dress. Of course, I want to give her a more floral dress because she is a garden fairy, and I feel like the dress that I chose for her showed that she is a garden fairy. And her dress is more of a rose pink, but I chose this light pink because they didn't have the color that I wanted in that dress, so I just chose pink. I did give all of them wings, but I took it off to do the up close 360 turnaround of their face, and I just forgot to put them back on. So don't be mad at me, but I did give them wings, and they all had the same wings, so it really didn't matter. I do want to let y'all know that all of my Sims will be on the gallery if you want them. I just don't know about doing a CC list because sometimes it be a lot of characters and then sometimes it don't, and then sometimes I just don't want to do a CC list because that's really time consuming. But they are on the gallery if you want to download them. I do give y'all the names of what you're supposed to search up, or you can just look up Bliss of Sims, but you have to make sure the custom content checkbox on the side is checked or they will not pop up. And even though I've been making Sims for a while, all of this is still new to me on how the gallery works and like the downloading and CC list. The next fairy is Iridessa. She is a perky and energetic light fairy. Iridessa is one of Pixie Hollow's most talented light fairies. However, she is a perfectionist and can be a bit of a worry wart, sensing when something bad will happen and always making sure to be organized and prepared for anything. Iridessa is kind and friendly but extremely worrisome, a trait that becomes more prominent as time goes on. Thanks to many of her friends being reckless and lacking foresight, she has a lot to worry about. Generally, most of the jokes surrounding her will be about her responding to a stressful situation by being either fearful or nervous. Iridessa is my second favorite character that I made in this video, and I'm going to tell you why. I really like how I did everything about her, and I really like this hairstyle that I chose for her. I chose this hairstyle because of course it was a more black girl hairstyle, and I feel like this was the closest I could find to her hairstyle. Even though it looks nothing like her hairstyle, I just feel like it matches better. I didn't really do that much with her makeup. I just gave her a light skin detail to make her skin look like it was glowing, and then I just gave her some red lips with some gloss. For her outfit, I just gave her this yellow dress to match with hers, and the dress had a low back and I really like that about the dress. I also did give her a sunflower headband because even though she is a light fairy, I feel like she's always around sunflowers, and I just feel like she would wear those. And plus she has a sunflower seed on her dress anyway, so I was like, I have to give her a sunflower headband. I wish I would have gave her something like sparkly on her head, because as you see, she always has that sparkly, the pixie dust on her hair, and I just feel like I could have added that, but I don't know where I could have found that. Like I said, they all are on the gallery, but they're separate, so pay attention. If you want to download only Tinkerbell, Rosetta, or Iridessa, search in the gallery Pixie Fairies 1. The next fairy is Silver Mist, also known as Sil by her friends. She is a water talent fairy. She acts quite differently between the books and the films. In the books, she is calm, practical, and thoughtful, said to almost never cry. In the film series, she is spacey and strange to the point of utter cluelessness. Silver Mist is delightfully offbeat and has an upbeat way of a look at everything. Unfortunately, jokes and expressions do not get very far past her doorstep. Very much a free spirit, she often listens to her heart more than her head. She is an easygoing and shy soul who is eager to please and makes friends easily. Her sense of loyalty is unmatched and rubs off on Tinkerbell. When it comes to Silver Mist, I'm a little iffy about her. The only thing I don't like that I did with her is her lips. They were just too big. I feel like I should have made the lips smaller, but I was doing her in a rush. But that's the only thing I don't like about Silver Mist, is how I made her lips. They're just too big. And for her hair, I had a lot of options for her hair, but I chose one that I feel like looks like her hair the most. For her makeup, didn't give that much makeup because I feel like she wouldn't wear makeup. She's always by the water. She's a water fairy, okay? So what I did was I just gave her red lip gloss because she has red lips, and then I gave her a skin detail that made her skin look more fair, if you know what I'm saying. And I also did give some of them elf ears. Some of them I did not give elf ears because the hair was just in the way and you wasn't going to be able to see them. So the girls that the hair wasn't in the way, I gave them elf ears. For her outfit, it's very rare to find a dress that looks like Silver Mist dress, but I just chose a plain dress and it was blue and it had a slit on one side of the leg, and that was the best we were going to get to Silver Mist dress. Every time I think about Silver Mist, I think about in the Pirate Fairy when all of their talents got changed and Silver Mist got the fast flying fairy talent, and I like that because I feel like Silver Mist is so clueless and all over the place. She wouldn't know how to handle that, but she actually handled it good. It was just really fun to see her just flying around so quickly, didn't know how to control herself, and that's the part that I really like. She really didn't know what she was doing. Honestly, all of them didn't know what they were doing when all of their challenges got changed, but I'm going to tell you what was my favorite part about that movie. And also, The Pirate Fairy is my favorite movie from the Tinkerbell series franchise. I really love that movie. No movie is being that movie. Well, The Secret of the Wings, that might be a close second, but it's not reaching The Pirate Fairy, okay? Comment down below which movie is your favorite from the Tinkerbell franchise. The next fairy is Fawn, and she is an animal talent fairy. She is fluent in almost all animal languages and is considered one of the best of her talent. Fawn is rascally and full of mischief. She's always ready to play, and the more rough and tumble the game, the better. Fawn is a born prankster. She likes to play tricks on Iridessa and Beck, and Tinkerbell loves her mischievous nature. She speaks many different animal languages, but the burp-like toad speak is her favorite. Fawn also has a softer side to her as one of the caretakers of Mother Dove. Fawn is my favorite character that I made in this video, and that's a shocker to me. I didn't know she was going to be my favorite, but I guess I really like how I made her. Everything about her I really like. For her hairstyle, I only was choosing between two, and I was going back and forth between these two hairstyles to see which one I wanted for her, and I chose the more skinnier braided ponytail because I feel like that one looked better. And I really like the eye color that I chose for her. She has orange eyes, and the eye color really makes her eyes pop out more. And of course I gave her freckles because she has freckles. For her makeup, I gave her orange eyeshadow, of course, because she wears orange, and I gave her blush and red lipstick. Fawn doesn't wear a dress. She wears a top and a skirt, so that's what I gave her. For her top, I gave her this orange and dark orange top, and it was like twisting around and it had some flowers like at the top, and I really liked that top. That's why I gave it to her. And then I gave her a very long skirt. It went down to her ankles, and I was deciding if I wanted to do orange or brown because her skirt has orange and brown in it, but I chose brown. And then she has on boots, so I gave her boots, and I really like her outfit, and this is why she is my favorite. Her outfit, her face, and everything. Out of all the characters, Fawn is the only one that has a movie surrounded by her, and I wish they would have did that with all the characters, like gave them a movie surrounded by them but still kept everybody in the movie to like explore their talents more and show what like they are doing outside of everybody else, and give like all the other characters shine too. The last fairy is Vidya, and she is a fast flying fairy. She prides herself on being the fastest fairy there is and scoffs at the notion that anyone else, especially a fairy like Tinkerbell, is anywhere near her level. Vidya tends to be secretive, keeping extra pixie dust locked in a box hidden under her bed and racing dragonflies when the other fairies aren't looking. She is self-centered and believes not all fairies are created equal. In the books, Vidya is the only fairy in Pixie Hollow who doesn't live in the home tree. She lives in a sour plum tree, which other fairies don't mind because they feel that some distance between themselves and Vidya is a good thing. Vidya's character is somewhat different in the films. While still being prickly and rude, she can be nice much more often than the book version and eventually becomes friends with the others. Vidya came out really nice. She is probably a little further on the list from my favorite to least, but I really like how she came out. The only thing I really don't like is her outfit. Her outfit is giving more club than a fairy, but that is what I had to give her because that is what I had, okay? I like Vidya, and some people may not like her or care for her, but I like Vidya because of this one clip from the Pirate Fairy.
No, it can't be. Don't say it. Tinkerbell, take these things back right now.
Okay. Tinker.
We already know how Tinkerbell and Vidya's love and hate relationship goes, so it was very fun to see Vidya's talent get changed into a Tinker Fairy because she hates the puffballs, and it was just so funny to watch. If I had to put these Sims in order from favorite to least, it would be Fawn, Iridessa, Rosetta, Tinkerbell, Vidya, and Silver Mist. And one more thing, I would like to let you know, if you want to download Fawn, Silver Mist, or Vidya, look up Pixie Fairies 2 in the EA gallery. But this is the end of the video, so I'll see you in the next one. Bye!